Thanks very much, David. And I wish to wish all of my fellow candidates the very best of luck in the Senate election. And it's a privilege to be amongst such talented and very worthy candidates. So, Tom Clonan is my name, and I'm lots of different things. I'm a Trinity graduate. I was a primary school teacher. And now I'm an academic in DIT in Ireland's oldest journalism school. I'm a journalist in practice with the Irish Times as a columnist. I've written for every newspaper, The Examiner, The Independent, The Guardian newspaper. I provide freelance analysis for the BBC, for RTE. And I'm also an ex-army officer and a whistleblower who ended decades of sexual violence against women in our armed forces. I'm also chairman of the board of directors for Irish Dogs for the Disabled. And I'm a parent. And these are all highly visible, some high-profile roles. But I'm also a member of an invisible community because I'm a carer for my 14-year-old son, Owen. And Owen has a neuromuscular disease which compromises his ability to walk. He's in a wheelchair, he's legally blind, and he's in his first year in secondary school. He's a beautiful young man with his whole life ahead of him. But because of cuts and austerity in the last 7-8 years, all of his services have been decimated. He has almost no physiotherapy, no occupational therapy, no hydrotherapy, no surgical review. And for the last 4 years running, he has been in a wheelchair that is too small for him. Can you imagine how he feels, what it does for his self-esteem as a young man on the cusp of adulthood? Now developing a scoliotic curve to his spine. And as his parent, as a journalist, as an academic, as a disability advocate, I can do nothing for him. I have run out of road in this republic. Because my son and the 600,000 other disabled adults, children and elderly have been made second-class citizens by the economic and social policies that have been pursued in this country, and of which there is no sign of change. So that's why I'm running for the Senate. That is my motivation. Because Ireland and Irish people are very good. Last year, Irish people in their hundreds of thousands voted to vindicate the equality and rights of our LGBT brothers and sisters. And if elected to the Senate, I will become a voice that will transform the narrative and the conversation about the inalienable rights of the 600,000 and the 250,000 carers in this country who have become second-class citizens. As an army officer, the first thing I learned was leave no one behind. And serving in the Middle East, I saw at first hand the brutal slaughter of hundreds of innocent men, women and children. That has given me a commitment to social justice and Ireland's role in the world as a global citizen, a force for good in the world. If elected, I will continue that tradition. As a feminist, ending decades of sexual violence against women, I'm a committed feminist. I am pro-choice, and I will campaign for the repeal of the Eighth Amendment. Finally, in the last 2 years, in the last 6 months in particular, I've spoken openly about my son's situation. And not one public representative has made any approach to me. And I've written about it and spoken about it on radio and television and every public forum. Not one public representative has approached me and asked me, was I okay? Is there anything they can do? That is because we are invisible. Vote for me. Vote Tom Clonan number 1. And let's make our 600,000 brothers and sisters of all ages and elderly, let's make them visible. And let's end a political class that do not act, see or hear in their interests. So I'm asking you, my fellow Trinity graduates, vote Tom Clonan number 1. Please leave no one behind. Thank you.